Now, a motion has been submitted now by South Korea's main opposition party to impeach the president. They're calling for him to go, along with his defence and interior ministers. They're also calling for key military and police figures, such as the martial law commander and the police chief, to quit, and the nation's largest labour union calling an indefinite general strike until he goes. You can see these live images, in fact, from outside the Parliament building there in Korea. We'll continue to show those for you. Maximum pressure then on Yoon Suk Yeol after he imposed martial law, which saw up to 300 troops backed by 24 helicopters secure the Parliament. Politicians, though, voted against that move, leaving the president no choice but to retract. We'll show you those images you can see coming into us live from Seoul at the moment. A short while ago, though, I spoke to our correspondent in Seoul, Yena Lee.
This Wednesday, there have been several small gatherings and protests taking place around Seoul, including a protest that has just started behind me on the steps of the National Assembly, organised by the main opposition Democratic Party. Now, they've been calling for President Yoon Suk Yeol's impeachment. They've actually been calling this for a while, but this has really gained traction and momentum since the president's controversial declaration of martial law. This time round, it really feels like a lot of the politicians who work in the building behind me think that he has taken things too far this time. There's also going to be several candlelight vigils or protests, if you will, around the country as well, in Jeju Island, in South Korea's second city, Busan, as well as in Gwangju, that historic city that had an uprising against the military dictatorship of South Korea back in the late 70s and the early 80s. There's a lot of anger and disbelief at what's happened in the past 24 hours, even if martial law has been lifted only less than 6 hours after it had been declared. A lot of people here very confused as to why it happened and how we got here.
So where does the country go from here then, Yena?
Well, in the immediate future, the opposition parties have submitted that motion to impeach the president. The law says that after the motion has been filed, there's 24 to 72 hours before Parliament has to vote on this. So we're looking at around Friday or Saturday for a vote on impeaching the sitting president, Yoon Suk Yeol. In South Korea, for a president to be impeached, 2/3 of the Parliament has to vote for it. So far, that motion to impeach him was put forward by 190 lawmakers, mostly of all of the lawmakers of the main opposition party and of satellite and smaller opposition parties, plus one independent lawmaker. So there's only a few more left from the ruling party side that are needed to get this motion pushed through, this bill pushed through. It wouldn't be the first time South Korea impeaches a president. You'll remember in 2016, President Park Geun-hye was impeached. And back in 2004 as well, President Roh Moo-hyun as well was briefly impeached before he was put back into office as well. As for where does we go forward as a country, well, we've seen with this martial law declaration and it was very quickly lifted as well. We've seen that then the country's democratic institutions do still stand. They are still quite solid, but there's really quite a lot of soul searching as to how this could have taken place in the first place.